welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I want to roll out a new series on my channel that isn't going to be called this, but it's going to be something along the lines of drunk history, where I tell funny stories about things that have happened to me or our family, and you guys watch it.
What a concept.
We're going to come up with a good name. I'm going to come up with a good name for the series, but for now, you're going to see it in the title of the video. That's going to be it. But for now, we're going to just call it story time. And we're also enjoying cocktails while we're telling it. Saucy stories. Saucy story time. So for today's episode of this series, we're going to be talking about the time when our family went up north to Dowagiac. This is my sister Joy, for those of you who don't know her, and she's featured on my channel quite a bit. We have several funny videos together. I will link one of them up here in the cards if you'd like to look back and watch them.
I looked over.
So today we're going to be talking about a really funny story. Our family never goes on vacation. And by our family, I mean my mom and dad, me and my sister, and my brother. That's like my immediate family.
The core.
The core. And then, of course, my husband, and then our 3 children. So, my family never went on vacation. We never grew up going on vacation. We went to Kings Island sometimes in Ohio. Like, once in a while we would drive down there, but like our friends would go to like Florida or like
Disney World.
Yeah, Disney World, just like all these fun places that we never really went to. But I never really felt like I was missing out. Now as an adult, I want to do things with my kids and my family, you know, the memories we never made. So we were invited to go to Joey's boyfriend's family reunion in a sweet little town called Dowagiac in Michigan. And our mom only would call it Dowagiac the whole time we were there, the whole time we were planning it, the whole time we were talking about it. So
still, and to this day.
To this day, she strictly refers to it as Dowagiac.
Yes.
Like the Ryans, which is our last name, the Ryans, we really fucked it up.
We don't travel well.
We don't travel well. We're a bit sloppy, if you will, and we cause a lot of damage. So we just wanted to share some of the funny things that happened on this vacation.
Bad.
So we drive down there. I think we took 2 cars, right?
Oh, I think we probably took 3. It was the thing is, my family had never met his family.
True.
Ever. My parents never met his parents. They were from another state. So this was like the first meeting. So I wanted everybody to make, you know, a good impression.
Yeah, you were really worried about it.
With good reason.
Yeah. So we drove down there, and we also had a friend with us. She was like a really close friend of our family at the time, and her
infant.
So we traveled down in like a huge number of vehicles.
Caravan.
Like, we got a home away. We stayed in this crappy home away. We were all excited to go. My dad's like pumped up because we don't go on vacation.
This is like a little podunk town too, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful place on a lake, but it's very small. So there's not like a nice hotel there or anything. So,
or like a Target.
Right, no Target.
Yeah. So we drove all the way there. It was like 4 hours away.
3.
Okay, yeah, 3 hours away. Was your boyfriend already there?
Him and I went together.
And we met you there.
Yeah, and you guys pulled up, and I was just like,
yeah, it was like it was funny because we were going to a podunk town, but it was like the Clampets have arrived.
Yeah, it was so bad.
We had so much luggage and so much baggage. Our family is like, our mother is like extremely high maintenance traveler. Like she needs all the comforts of home. She just needs like all the comforts, period. She needs like all the Chardonnay and just like all the stuff. And then my dad, he acts like he's a little bit more flexible, but he's really not very flexible either. So they need all their comforts. My kids, of course, they need all the shit that kids need. I have an infant. So we are like mobbing deep with everything you can imagine.
Oh my God. so many vans.
So many vans full of so much stuff and like every water toy you could imagine because we were going to be on a lake. So
okay, so flashback to a year ago, the first time I met his family, because they all live out of state. Some of them are local, but I had never met his extended family before. So everybody was there the year before, and a big part of this reunion is this horseshoe tournament that they do. So it's like teams, it goes all night, it's like a huge deal. So I get partnered up with like a cousin or whatever, and everything's going great, and like go to like, I'm doing really well, and then I go throw this, and all of a sudden it like hits, and it just takes this like I feel like I can remember it in slow motion. Just takes this nasty bounce over to the flagged off area. Literally, there's flags they set up over to the people watching, and I'm like, just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And of course, sitting over there is the matriarch of the family, Mimi, their grandmother, who is an elderly woman, and she's just sitting there minding her own business. Meanwhile, my horseshoe is coming at her, just like, and everybody is watching at this point, and it just smashes her in the leg, and I just immediately like crumble to the ground, want to die, and everybody's running over to her like, no, and I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and they're just like comforting her, and it was so bad, and then I went in the porta potty and I cried, and it was just like so embarrassing. She was so nice about it. She's like in her like 80s or 90s at this point. Mm-hmm. And then the next day I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she like lifts up her skirt like, oh, it's fine. It's black and blue. And I was just like, oh my god, I want to die right now.
Poor sweet old lady.
So I don't know how we stayed together after that. But then his mother invited my family out, which really shows you how nice of a person
she was. Really nice. All right, so we arrived on a Friday evening, let's say. We made our sort of a greeting, and then we retired to our home away where we were staying.
To our quarters.
To our quarters. We stayed there. We sort of were super excited about this piece of shit house that we were staying in.
So bad.
So bad. We were all really crammed in there. Christiana was with us too.
My cousin. Yeah, I had to bring my cousin, my best friend, and my whole family.
Yeah, so we were all really crammed in there, but we were happy to be there. We were happy to be out. We were happy to be having fun. So we're there, and then the next day, we were invited to go to their family's event, their party. So
water time. We were going there to like play on like the side of the beach, just like kind of hang out there on the lake. And that's when the boys, my brother,
Mom looked so cute that day.
She was wearing a little hat.
She looked like Diane Keaton.
So cute.
Way younger version.
Oh. So we're hanging out down there. I'm just like so anxious because my whole family's there.
Yeah.
And the boys, my brother, her husband, are offered, also kind of asked if they could take out this little like paddle boat.
Like the pedals
like
in it.
the pedal boat. So they're like, off in the lake doing, their pedaling thing, and they've got shit in there too. And then
I think they were gonna go fishing or something.
Yeah, so they had the fishing poles out there too with them, and then
and alcohol maybe.
Yeah, and there was drinking, and it was just like somebody's here, somebody's there, and it's like, where's Joey's family? What are they doing? And meanwhile, his mom was just catering to all of us.
So sweet. Again, so sweet.
And then we just I think we just like got word that somebody had capsized the boat.
It was sort of a family announcement, like, someone sunk a boat in the water. Can you believe it?
And we're just like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, and Mom, it was Mom who started to think that it was...
Where's my boy?
Where's my baby? Where's my golden child, my favorite child?
Where's my almost adult son?
And I was thinking, like, why is she freaking out? She's with my brother's with my husband. He's safe. He's fine. He was like 18 then?
Oh, I think he was maybe a little younger.
Yeah, I don't know. He was I don't know. He was young. He's younger than us. Anyway. So... So then Mike and Logan, my husband and brother, come walking up.
No, they're getting drug up by a boat in the water. You know what? I think I did, because it was like just like mortification. Is that a word?
I'm not sure we can make it one.
Mortified, like, and I see them like coming up, and Mike's doing his like, yeah, thanks man, thanks so much, and Logan's just like I don't give a fuck.
Fuck it, who cares?
And we're just like, oh my god, what happened? And they're like, oh well, the boat, And this is Mike telling the story, and he's just like, oh, the boat, it just sank. So, we just had to leave it, and all the stuff in it just sank. And everybody's just, like, looking at him like, oh my god, you're like, so nonchalantly talking about sinking our boat.
But the way that Mike said it made me feel like, oh, they sunk a boat. Obviously, the problem was with the boat, not with the driver. But, like, they sunk the boat. And we're going they were gonna leave it in the lake and just like jump out and swim back to shore, but somebody was like riding by with their party, and was like, do you need me to tow you in? So Mike held like the boat that was towing them in.
Really? They brought
and Mike held Logan's hand, my brother, and then Logan held the paddle boat, and they were like towing them like a human tow chain, trying to pull it in. But I think Logan was just like, oh, it's too hard, and like trapped.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't remember the boat coming back.
And all the contents of the boat, which none of it belonged to us, was sunk to the bottom of the lake. So
fishing poles. Again, small boat.
yeah, a little paddle boat.
Also rude.
We're impolite, definitely.
And not to be like, I'm so sorry. Just being like, yeah, we're okay.
Yeah, sorry, whatever. So Joy was super torn up about it, and I really didn't give it two thoughts until you told me that you were really upset about it. And then it sort of occurred to me like, oh yeah, I guess
because I could see the looks on the other people, on his family's faces, just like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
you don't just...
so shortly after that happened, I easily rushed it off. Joey didn't. People were really drinking a lot though, so I don't know if it was.
I think it was just us that were drinking a lot.
Well, I was on vacation. Somebody offered, I don't even know who it was, I don't know what relative it was, but offered my son Connor, who was young. He must have been like 9, 8 or 9, 9.
I feel younger. I gotta get another drink.
Okay, go get another drink.
Do you want one?
Yeah.
It was a series of unfortunate events, like I said. The news came out about the boat, and it was just like, I'm sitting there like internally freaking out. Everybody else is like, that's not cool. Chelsea's like, whatever. And then I'm like, what? And somebody's like, hey, my fishing line! Pulls their fishing pole out of the water like, and there's a dead fish hanging from it. It's all mangled and twisted up. And I look over at my mom, because I knew that she had it with Connor, and I was just like, and she's like, and I was just like, obviously they knew it was them, and I was just like, oh my god. First that, and then the other fishing poles are in the middle of the lake. It was just like a super problem. So we're like, oh, okay, let's just go upstairs, back up to like the deck area.
But really, realistically, at this point, none of me, Mom, Mike, Janae, none of us knew anything was
Nobody's rattled, and that's this point except for me.
We didn't even realize that like anything.
And literally, they were like starting their tornado.
You had to be like, we were like a tornado, and you had to be like, you guys, you keep destroying their stuff.
Literally destroying their property and giving no regard.
Yeah, we were. Now, thinking back on it now, that is what we were doing.
Side note, this was the beginning of the end of my relationship.
Yeah.
For other reasons, but this was it
didn't help.
It did not
It
help.
didn't help.
It didn't help.
So we continued to stay there, and we continued to enjoy ourselves. We were drinking, and because like somebody was driving us back to our house.
Yeah,
because our home away was like a block away.
Yeah.
Somebody was driving, giving us a ride there. Can't remember who it was.
Right,
so
right.
we were on vacation. I was having some cocktails.
Right.
My friend was having cocktails. Our kids were having fun. They were playing. They were like coloring with chalk, making bubbles. Like they were just having a really good time.
Well, it was a little awkward because it's just like they didn't know anybody, and my dad is such a nice guy. He's like the nicest guy ever. Mm-hmm. But, like, sometimes he comes off a little awkward, where it's just, like...
He can be awkward at times.
Like this, like, leading with the forehead, or, like, just, saying weird things, and being, like... But love him to death, nicest guy ever, and, he's awkwardly standing there. Awkward situation to be in, not knowing anybody.
It was an awkward situation for him especially, because I was occupied with the kids, so I was, like, keeping busy with the kids. Mike, my husband, can just socialize with anybody.
He was off doing
suddenly
whatever.
Best friends with whoever. My brother, I feel like, is the same way. Yeah. My mom can just sit and talk to anybody.
She was just sitting... I was sitting with Mom.
Yeah, and Mom's, like, kind of helping me and, like, fussing on this around the kids and stuff. So, like, my dad's kind of just standing there. He's a big guy, and he... is holding his beer, and he's just like kind of
he's
trying to shoot the shit with people, and he's having fun, and the drinks are flowing.
Okay, so paint the picture. We're sitting over in front of this house, this little cabin house, and there's like coolers. It's like, you got Diet Coke, you got water, you got beer, you got all that lined up.
Organized,
coolers.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here with my mom, and... I think Chelsea was nearby somewhere, but it was like my mom and I sitting there, and my dad's in front of us, and he like looks at us like, oh, I'm gonna come and sit by you guys. And we're just, everybody's talking. There's probably like 50 people around the boat. Like there was a lot of people.
50 at least.
Yeah, and it's just like because the whole field was there, everybody was there.
There was so many people.
And my dad's just like, comes to walk over like, hey guys, like, hey.
Hey guys, how are you?
He just finished talking to my ex-boyfriend's father. So he's like, yeah, I think you made a good impression or something. So he's like walking over. He sits next to like me or my mom or whatever. We're both sitting on coolers already. He goes to sit on the cooler next to me, and he gives it all of his weight, and it exploded.
It was a styrofoam cooler, and the cooler exploded. And
Diet Cokes flew everywhere.
And ice and styrofoam everywhere.
And he was like, whoa! just like, oh. Like, why would that large man think he could sit on a styrofoam cooler and everything would be fine? And Dad stands up like, oh my God, like, oh, there's Pepsi everywhere. And like ice and bits of styrofoam. And I'm just like, oh my God, we have to go. Like, this is...
We were laughing so hard, and he was laughing too.
He was like, whoa!
Now that it happened, I feel so bad about it.
It was so noisy about it too.
It was such a ruckus. It was so loud, and I'm
that
sure
was just
Connor
like one
laughed.
day. That was
one day. That was our first impression. So after that day, we were like, we're gonna just kick it at the home away. We don't need to be involved in the
Actually,
family.
I don't think we got invited to like the boat day.
We didn't. We avoided the rest of the family for the rest of the time. And we went to like the mom and pop ice cream shop, and we had a nice time the rest of the time, keeping to ourselves, like walk to our own lake instead of staying with our family stuff. But like to this day, we still laugh about the exploding cooler and the sunken boat.
So
and
bad.
we just like went to Dowagiac and just like locked shit up.
Set it up well. I didn't like...
sort of set the stage for us to act like
I
assholes.
did, and it didn't work out. We broke up the next month.
Yeah, well,
for other reasons.
Way other reasons.
Yeah.
A worthy breakup, I'd say.
Yes.
But thank you to those of you who were there.
Don't bring your family to your boyfriend's family reunion.
Life lesson?
Yes. Definitely a life lesson.
Mm-hmm. So that is it for our first episode of Sloppy Sagas?
Yes.
Or maybe, I'm not sure yet.
I'm pretty sure it's the first.
This is the first. Joey will be featured as she chooses to be. Keep an eye out for the next episode of this series, whatever it may be. And we hope you enjoyed this video. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.
You're supposed to the camera. I look like I have a hunchback. I look like I'm the widest woman in the world.
You don't.
The extended family was sort of like, who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, there's a dog hair hanging out of your nose.
It's so itchy.
I don't know why I look like the tallest girl in the world. Look like I'm sitting on a phone book over here. Easiest couch.
Shanning's here with us. I look like a short, fat bitch. This is my sister Joey, for those of you who don't know her.
Hey! That's all I have for you.
But maybe that's why they were kind of like, who the hell are you? Oh, you're with her.
Yeah.
The one who tried to take me in the leg.
Yeah, I tried to take it. I did not win the tournament.
And wiping faces, so like I'm keeping myself. Are you okay? I'm keeping myself busy, you know?
Oh, alrighty then.